Hello! Nice. Hello everyone, Hiyunnie here, and for today's video, we're going to be talking about supernatural superstitions. Oh, that's quite a mouthful, isn't it? Supernatural superstition. Maybe that should become a tongue twister. Anyways, I wanted to do some research on my country's superstitions. Since I'm in the middle of quarantine and I don't have anything else to do, so maybe I'll just go make another new video. The Philippines is rich in culture and beliefs. With the various tribes and communities that we have here, we can gather a ton of different beliefs and traditions. Philippine superstitions, or otherwise known as pamahiin in Tagalog, means pamahiin is like a belief or old saying in the Philippines. We're going to be discussing some well-known pamahiins that we have, and I've also attached in the description box the sources I have obtained for some of these beliefs, while some of these I asked from my friends and family as well. But do you wonder why people believe in pamahiins or superstitions? So I did some digging around and I found out that it actually helps with reducing anxiety from the unknown. Yep, many of these superstitions stem from the fear of the unknown. These can be seen as a human attempt to cope with the stress associated with the unknown. I mean, we do have a saying here, wala namang mawawala kung maniniwala. In English, it means you won't lose anything if you do believe. And I guess there's no harm, in believing in superstitions. So one of the first ones that we are going to talk about is respecting the elementals. Filipino folklore is rich with a variety of elementals. So from encantos, who are said to have the ability to appear in human form. So, encantos are mythical environmental spirits, and they are often associated with the spirits of ancestors, to small, grumpy old men living in anthills. Stories of these creatures fill the childhoods of many Filipino children, inciting both intrigue and fear. Many superstitions still surround the beliefs in such creatures today. Among the most practiced of all is the saying of tabi-tabi po, which translates to excuse me or pardon me. This is said when passing through places where these elementals supposedly dwell. These places are usually outdoors, in places where there are anthills and balete trees. So here's a picture of how a balete tree looks like, and I can see why one would think elementals would live here. It looks rather scary. Failure to do so and disturbing such creatures may lead to unexplained illnesses that can only be cured by an albularyo. Albularyo, translated in English, means folk healer or witch doctor. The second superstition is Thieving Elves. That's right. It is to blame your missing things on playful elves. So in the Philippines, there is an assumption that when items around the house go missing and reappear, this is caused by playful elves or duendes. While mischievous, these little creatures are believed to be mostly harmless, aside from the type that, take small children. So, my boyfriend has had encounters with these duendes before, even up till this day. He told me that if you do find your things missing, it means that pinaglalaruan ka. In English, it means they are playing with you. Hence, they are very playful elves. The third superstition that we have is to assure your host that you are human. The most philosophical question that we ask ourselves is, how do I determine I am human? No, just kidding. is you have to assure your host that you're human. So when I saw this, I thought it meant something else entirely. But upon reading the whole wall of text, I had a sudden realization. So something along the lines of, oh, so that's where that came from, to, oh, so that's why we do it. So you learn more every day. Just keep researching and learning new stuff. The more you know. So a very, very common line used by Filipinos when knocking on someone's door is tao. Po, tao, meaning person, and po, which is usually affixed to the end of sentences when one is addressing someone older than him or her. The word po alone does not really have its own meaning, but adds formality and is used as a sign of respect. So let's go back to assuring your host that you're a human. So when knocking on the door, you say tao po. Many people assume it refers to the knocker calling out to ask if there are any people inside the house or the establishment or wherever, when actually it is said to stem from the knocker reassuring the people inside that they are a human, that whoever is knocking at their door is a person, a human being, and not a possibly harmful supernatural creature. So now, let's move on to some much shorter superstitions. So let's go to some signs and omens. So these are very common in our place, like we have tons of them, so I chose most of the most popular ones, which are I still hear to this day. So the first one that we have is a mole on the hand signifies wealth or thievery. So if you have a mole on your hand, you are either a wealthy person or you are a thief. Another variation of a mole is if there is a mole on one's back, it is a sign of laziness. So let me check real quick if I have that. Okay, thank goodness I don't have it. Third, we have, if a person bites their tongue, it usually means that someone is thinking about them. And another variation of this belief is that if you sneeze, someone is probably thinking about you. And a very common superstition that we have is, if you drop a spoon, you will have a female guest. If you drop a fork, you will have a male guest. Interesting, isn't it? So, what happens if you drop a spork? Or what happens if you drop a knife, by the way? Oh well, maybe I guess that's not common to have a knife while eating, huh? So next, we have superstitions based on the things that you shouldn't do. The most popular one that we have is, don't go straight home after attending a funeral. This practice is observed to avoid the following of the dead's soul to the home of the visitor of the funeral. This superstition is called pagpag, which is the shaking off of dirt. In the context of a funeral, it means going somewhere after attending the wake before heading home to shake off the spirit of the deceased, lest it follows you home. Superstitions surrounding wakes are among the most widely practiced by Filipinos still today. And as for serving food at wakes, be it heavy meals or light snacks, it is customary for guests to make sure of not taking any food home with them, be it a small piece of candy, as it signifies inviting misfortune into your home. Our second in this list is, don't sleep while your hair is wet or else you'll become blind. There are other variations of this belief. There's one where if you sleep with your hair wet, you'll become blind, or you'll get a headache, you'll turn crazy, or you can even lose all your hair. The third belief is that you shouldn't sweep at night, or else good luck will be swept outside. My friend actually told me the origin of this. This was because back in the day, there was no electricity, and you may accidentally sweep away your valuables. Maybe that's what they meant by good luck, but wait, shouldn't it be called good fortune instead? Because like you're sweeping your fortune away. Our next belief is that you shouldn't take a picture of 3 people, as the person in the middle will have an unfortunate fate. And our last one is, this one is, because I remember this from when I was younger, my parents told this to me. If you get a wound, a grain of rice will come out of it. So my parents used to joke when I was younger, like, if I got a wound, that they would tell me like, oh no, you have a wound, all the rice will come out of your wound or something. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool, only rice. That was very cool. Anyways, those are the most popular ones that I have researched. There is definitely a lot more than what I've researched, and you may also check more of these pamahiins out in the links I provided in the description box below, so you can learn more about them. If your country has any similar beliefs or sayings or superstitions such as ours, please do share them in the comment box below. Anyways, if you do like the video, do think about subscribing. Maybe like the video while you're at it, give a little thumbs up down there. If you have any suggestions for future videos, please leave them down in the link below. And thanks for joining us in another episode. Keep safe out there, okay? And I'll see y'all next time.